Uh, I don't know where are the rest of the people, but let me share my screen. Okay, Sarad also joined. All right, guys. So today, we are going to talk about more about the doubts, right? Why? Because the first half doing the deployment via the CLI has been completed. Means everything we configured from the control point of view via CLI. Even we onboarded the VHS all via the dual transport. Means all VHS. This is single transport. We have to onboard this cEdge. We'll do the later. No problem for that one. Also, we build the underlay connectivity, and on top of that, we build the overlay connectivity as well. And then after we integrated the service VPNs, VPN 10, 20, and 30, and we make the routing communications. From here, we have to go and do the deployment via the GUI. That is the core of the SD-WAN. Still, whatever we have done, these are the just, CLI based deployment, but you are not going to find this deployment in the real production scenario. You probably going to always find deployment based on the template, based on the policy, based on the feature template, device template. But if you see, template doesn't have any configuration. Means device template doesn't have any configuration. Feature template doesn't have any configuration. Policy still we don't have any configuration. We not started officially. Only we just onboarded all the devices and they have the connectivity. We test end-to-end connectivity event and BGP, OSPF, and the static, right? Everything is working fine. So I will leave the today's session as a doubt session. Live discussion means anything you have in your mind, please ask. So we can have a quick discussion about the all past concept. I don't want like you guys make me surprised after completing of session or might be after completing the few modules. Sir, I'm not aware of these particular things. So please ask your all query. It's all about the doubt session. Okay. Come on, guys. So please let me know what you understand, what you not understand, where you feel comfortable, you will not feel comfortable. So we can have a discussion. Any doubt regarding the underlay overlay connectivity, certification part, controller onboardings, how and what all the protocol is going to be required between the controller to the VH routers, what all the protocol is going to require between the VH to VH, how tunnel is going to form, what is the role of the vSmart, what is the role of the vBond, like manager, validator, controller, like we have the three controllers here. That is also known as the vSmart, vBond, and vManage. What is the role of the root CA? And that also we know about that VH is going to connect with the my R3 routers and these R4 routers. They are running the OSPF BGP and the static routing. You can see here we all configure. Sharda, probably you have any doubt, then you can ask, or anyone else. Even Gautam, Altaf, Amit.
Okay, so let's discuss. Huh? So
Mm-hmm.
just while onboarding, suppose while planning for the migration, right, from traditional WAN to
Mm,
SD-WAN.
right.
So how would be the approach? Means
Yes,
initial approach.
definitely. Okay. I will take these questions. Before this migration is tough because we not cover migration officially still.
Okay.
Any other questions you have in your mind? Definitely, I'll cover this migration part right
Okay.
now.
Hmm,
But
hmm,
before
hmm,
I,
hmm, hmm.
before I jump to the migration, because it will take a few minute time to explain. You have any doubt regarding, especially for the VLAN, I mean, the VPN 10 configuration, 20 configuration, 30 configuration, redistributions, OMP to BGP, default to this means how the connected route is going to be redistributed, how the OSPF internal behavior is going to happen in terms of the redistributions, how my basic BGP to OMP route is going to be redistributed, OMP to BGP, how it is going to redistribute. Any doubt in that particular sessions?
नहीं उस पे तो I from my side I don't think so.
Amit, for you? What do
One
you
more question I just want to ask. See, you told that by default OSP having the redistributed for connected static as well as OSPF internal itself, right?
right? By default, right? Three
IA,
routes.
IA routes, correct?
Yes, static, connected, and sequence should be connected to static and uh, IA route, internal intra-area OSPF route.
Hmm.
Any external E1 route, E2 route, you have to explicitly redistribute into OMP. That will not advertise by default in the OMP. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so if I want to restrict those three by default behavior,
Yeah.
static, connected, IA, what
So
command?
see, this is the already, if you go
Hmm.
and run the show run
Hmm.
OMP, you can see this is
Hmm.
the static by default, advertise static. I mean, you need to remove that, then it will stop that, advertise static and connected. For
Means,
OSPF, you by default,
means I have to go to OMP, right? Config.
yeah, OMP, there is OMP, right? No
Then
advertise
no
connected,
no
no advertise,
advertisement.
yes. So if you go in OMP, na, if you go OMP, right? No advertise, see. So we have connected static, only two options there, right? So you can control here from the static and connected route to be advertised if you really want to do that. Or there is another method if you want to block these prefixes. Okay.
Mhm.
So even they are going to be advertised, but you don't want to send it site 4. So we have to use the policy, which I'll explain later on how policy based filtering is. So MP route is received by the vSmart, but it will block in the policy side. Okay,
Mhm.
that's a good question. Okay, Sharda.
Okay, okay.
Gautam, you trying to ask something? Please go ahead.
No, I'm good. Actually, the only thing while listening the class, it is okay. While doing it, I may get, I guess, I haven't started the lab yet. So I got the credentials of the lab, and I just need to ask for the handbook.
Mhm.
Probably if I do something, I may get any questions. So I haven't expected today's class will be an
So
adult. So
theoretically, right, it is going to be because why I did that because I'm going to start a template. So before I move in template, I want to just have refreshment sessions. You guys are very much think about the past concept. It's not going to be because I'm going to use this all concept while building the templates. So whenever going to learn official any training for the any Cisco, they will never going to talk any CLI. Never ever going to talk any CLI. They will directly go and talk about the GUI. And being myself, when I start learning this SD-WAN and when I go official training with the Cisco, I was surprised. It was like what I'm doing right now. It's completely going over my head, and I was unable to understand anything. Then I start thinking how CLI is getting converted in GUI. Then it's make my life easy because I was basically from the CLI point of view. Initially, I work from the Cisco routers, switches, firewalls, everything from CLI. But suddenly everything you have to do GUI. So mindset need to be, transitions from
Yeah.
CLI to GUI, and you have to be understand each and every command. So that's why I usually first part cover as a CLI, and second part I go by the GUI. That's the reason I just want to have a quick discussion here. Okay, so I'll discuss the migration part. Let me take the Amit.
No,
You have
no, no.
any?
Okay, that's fine. No, we can go for one more question.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
please.
Okay, so while we are onboarding the controllers, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we have the DTLS connection, right?
Right.
So VLC,
Means there is two connection, TLS and DTLS.
ha,
TLS is, I mean, DTLS is
UDTLS.
always going to be based on this is going to be only DTLS, not TLS, this controller, okay? This only DTLS. We want any
Means
connectivity is
we
happening.
okay, okay. This
Any
is
port
temporary. This is
is
temporary, correct? Hmm,
temporary.
hmm,
But even we manage, we smart can TLS, DTLS, right?
hmm.
This can be TLS, DTLS, this can be TLS, DTLS. It can be possible.
Okay, for making TLS, by default it would be DTLS, correct? Yeah. How
Yeah.
is it?
So yeah, by default it will DTLS. So let's suppose you want to add any controller. Okay,
Mhm.
so go in the devices. Okay, add the controller. Suppose you want to add the vSmart and you want to make as a TLS. You just select the TLS from here.
That means config controller.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. Here is the option. Go GUI. What is the port for DTLS? It is
It's going to be take by default port. It is going to be TLS
one
port.
two. 3 UDP port,
default
correct?
port is
Okay.
not TLS for default
The
vSmart.
random port, I think so. TCP
Protect
TLS random port. It's random port.
No, not random. TLS. There's a port. So this is going to be 23456. Okay.
23456. Yeah. Okay.
This port is going to be there. You can just put it here. All right. So Amit, Altaf, you guys have any questions?
And one more question, Pankaj.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I have read somewhere vBond and vManage, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
How many connections should be in between? That means DTLS between
So
vBond and vManage. I
they are temporary connections. They are, if you go here, see,
no. Okay.
since V bond and vManage talking, right? If you go to the
Correct.
V
Correct.
bond,
Hmm, hmm,
this will
hmm.
not initiate any control connections. You're not going to find any control connection. You can, if you run here, show
No,
control connection.
initially maybe.
No, it will never going to initiate outbound connections from the vSmart. Sorry, from vBond. It will never initiate. But if you go for the vManage, okay, if you run the command show control connections, show control connections, you see there are a lot of control connections, but these are all temporary, right? It's not actual. There are a lot of control connection. Let me make a little bit more smaller.
vManager tool. Okay.
See, vBond, if you see that,
Hmm.
these are the control connections. DTLS, DTLS, DTLS. See, they are the all temporary 000, just I'm making that. So every color is creating their control connections, but these are temporary connections, and by default it is going to be there. But vBond never initiate any connections toward the any kind of the control. But technically legitimate connection is going to be one only. If you go even Google search,
I found somewhere for initial connection. Just check for
yes, how
initial.
many? Let me search in
Ah,
front of
ah,
you.
ah, ah.
Control connections can be from vManage to vBond,
Hmm.
right? So these are the temporary connections, right?
Hmm.
So so 8 is going to be there. That's why you can see two vCPU have the two DTLS sessions, 8 vCPUs have the 8 DTLS. So there is a CPU, how many CPU is deploying? Based on that, they're going to create the temporary connections. That's why you are seeing here the temporary connections as well. But these are the temporary connections, not the permanent connections. But
Hmm.
it's showing that the number of vCPU you are using, based on that, they are going to create connections. Or you can just search in this way, edge control connection permanent or temp. So I don't know why it's showing that.
One
But
is
yeah, it's showing something. I don't know
Cisco
why.
Live, but it is referring the document Cisco Lives.
Yeah, but it's going to be temporary. See, temporary connection is showing that. I don't know where it is, but temporary might be something someone is updated.
No,
But
I
it's
think
temporary.
only VS to V1 is temporary. S star permanent. Just go through that document once, please.
Okay, let me, because going to not create the outbound connections. SD-WAN observe the VH having a temporary see, okay. Previously SD-WAN version 17.18 observed the VH having a vBond temporary connection. vSmart vManage established want to see the connection. Okay, so now latest version they have updated that. So now we have the permanent. So we are using 20.3.6. So 20, 12, 14 having some upgrade. So I will check the documentations.
He's saying that also V is to V1 also permanent for that
Yes, that's
20.
saying that. You can see here.
That's a new thing because
New thing.
okay.
So I will check the new latest version release also. Even
Hmm.
I have this, what was the version? Let me check that
That
one.
means who is updated, he can answer that is there is a
Yeah.
permanent connection, but if it is
That's why
updated, we can see.
we have a, when
Hmm.
we have a discussion, we find something new
Correct, correct,
always,
correct.
right?
This is new.
So you can see I have the new vEdge here, and
20%.
you can go here and check it. What was the version? 20 dot something was there, right? And what is me? Yeah, so I believe probably I'll check on that later on. I have this latest version as well. Okay, so good. Anything else, Sarda, you have to ask?
No, nothing from my.
Altaf, you have anything to ask? I will discuss the migration strategy after that.
So whatever the tunnels are forming through DTLS, so we are just executing one command interface tunnel to form that tunnel. So that tunnel will be secured through this certificate or it is having inbuilt security.
They have the inbuilt. So TLS is transport layer security. If you know TLS and DTLS, they are the SSL. What is the TLS? It's a like widely adopted cryptographic protocol designed to secure communication with the computer network, primarily on the internet. So the way TLS, DTLS negotiate, they are basically going to use the inherit the property of the HTTPS TLS means SSH. Sorry, not SSH. TLS and SSL, SL connectivity. Okay, SL is replacement of TLS. I mean, SSL was old, TLS is new. So every browser is going to be create a connection that is a TLS SL connection. SL handshake might be you find that. So whenever they're going to handshake, right? Handshake protocol is going to happen between the two devices. They will form a very secure connectivity. It's an inbuilt process, right? You don't have to do any configuration for that. iOS having that feature. Whenever they're going to be initiate the connection, they will handshake and they will make the secure tunnel. And that is the very secure. It's almost, I can say, never going to be compromised. That's why your all
So,
country connection is going to
so
be.
what would be the key generation process in this case? Normally, when we are securing any website, we
Mhm.
will be installing self-signed certificate or
The
CS
certificate,
certificate.
that's why we're using
Yeah,
certificate,
okay.
no?
Okay.
This certificate is helping to, make the
Hmm.
without certificate, we cannot, uh,
Okay.
even if you're visiting any website, okay? This
Okay.
website must require the certificate. If there is no certificate, you cannot make any TLS sizzle handshake. You can see. So this
Okay.
certificate generated by some root CA, Google Trust Services. If you visit any even the guinet.com, this also have the certificate. You go there and secure connections certificate. You'll find that this one also have the Let's Encrypt the organization. This is the another website. Any website you're going to find, there is a certificate. This certificate install in the every computers. By default, it is going to be installed.
So that is the reason we are installing certificate before proceeding with the tunneling
Yeah, so
process.
if you're not going
Okay.
to make a trust, they will not form the TLS
From that,
tunnel,
right.
means they
Okay.
and they
So
will
this
not
is
going
a
to make any further.
prerequisite. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, one question from my side. If I'm doing the any configuration from the vManage, how
Hmm.
this configuration is going to push to the vEdge router? Under which tunnel?
vManage should connect to vSmart and we should smart to
No,
push
no,
the config.
configuration. I'm talking the vSmart is for the routing only, right?
It
Right?
it will be over
Direct
DTLS and
DTLS channel.
netcom protocol will be
Yes.
used.
Netconf.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Netconf.
Netconf is like a protocol, right? It is going to use between the vManage to the vEdge routers. Means every device, means any configuration you're pushing, that is going under the TLS or DTLS, but the protocol is going to be your
Net.
Netconf in Yang data modeling. Yang data modeling is going to be there inside of the similar to the XML data, and that configuration is going to push. Okay. All right. So, Amit,
Okay. So one more
yes, sir.
question. Just how many
Yes, please.
CP we just discussed vManage and vSmart will form the DTLS connection with V1 as per the CPU number of CPU they will form the connections, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
So
this is very interesting. As per CPU, it is going to form the connection with the vManage.
I need to
So,
check this one. This is something
yeah,
new for me also. Might be something new update.
yeah.
It's keep coming updates, always keep coming. Okay. So even I never realized for this one. So I will check this one
and
definitely.
that's fine, understood. But how many generally how many CPU have these works? Let's be smart and vManage.
So if
Generally, how
you
many
talk
CPU?
lab point of
I
view,
think it
okay.
was 8 as per documentation that we referred,
Yeah,
right? It was
let
showing
me
8 actually.
yeah, let me show you. I have the data set as well. But if you easily want to find real deployments, you just go for the ENG website. For the lab, I'm talking production also, I will tell you. The same is going to happen. No much difference is going to happen. If you go documentations, okay. And if you go here, installations, no, how to create image, okay. And you go for the Cisco SD-WAN.
Image.
It's going to be 4 CPU, this minimum requirement. But in our case, how many we have? I put it almost 8 CPU here. You can see.
Okay. That means
That's
8
why
depends.
you might be going to find. Let me see how many can.
Now we verify there. So control connections.
Let me make this smaller size. Let me count how many we have. So we have vBond 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Correct.
So it's matching 8 connections.
Yes.
Let me check the here.
For we I don't think so.
Let me see. Hold on. Something interesting also for me also. Okay. So this one is 2, okay? 1 and 2. Let me see how many CPU is there for this one. It's a 1 CPU only, okay? So I don't know why it's getting 2.
Go for vSmart.
I think the rule is different from vManage and vManage.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah,
But I will definitely do research on
Yeah.
it. Something always going to be learning opportunity. But let me check this one having only 1, 2,
2,
3,
3.
3.
Let's see.
Let
It
me
should be
check
3
how
CPU.
many we have. Yeah, 3 CPU.
Correct.
Okay.
Logic correct.
Okay, so we can think about, so by default, minimum requirement is going to be 4, 2, 1, 1. This is the requirement. If you want to deploy that, this all requirement is going to be there. Or I have one more seats available with me. Give me 1 second. I built one of the good data set to just capability and scalability. Let me show you. So, okay, these are the control connections. How many control connections? vBond can make up to 6,000 control connection IPsec tunnels. Okay, CPU is not there, so I need to check the Cisco dataset. But yes, you can go and find the data set. It is going to be there. Means if you go even to Google, uh, what is the minimum CPU and SSD and RAM required for Cisco vManage? It will get the detail from the Cisco directly. So 16 vCPU in production, you can go there, right? And 32 GB RAM and 500 GB storage. That is the recommended for the your large scale deployment. If you have the device, if you are onboarding 200, 251 to 1000 devices. But for the lab, it's not going to be required. Okay. So if you have the 16 vCPU, right? And 32 GB RAM, 5, so you can think about how costly it is. It's not easy. If you're going to buy the server of this kind of the configuration, it's going to be very cost for you. It's not going to be, it's going to be cost almost 8 to 10 lakh rupees you are going to get with the proper contract for these servers. Okay, so now let's talk about the migrations. Okay. So Sarda, you talk about the migration, how migration is going to happen. So see, migration is different strategy. Let's suppose you have a old site. Okay. This is your old WAN design. And you want to go with the new WAN design. Clear? So how the approach is going to happen? Sarda, you tell me, what is your approach? something is running, how you're going to do your design?
Actually, we will do a POC first. We will set up a different architecture for this new deployment, and we will test it branch by branch. Once a head end is ready, then we will start rolling out one branch at a time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That
most
is
important, you have the ISP. This is going to connect with data centers, right? Now you have a requirement to replace this branch with the new branch. Okay, this branch have the Cisco routers. So there is a concept, if you might be learn about,
Greenfield.
you guys know what is the greenfield and what is the brownfield deployment?
Yes,
So
greenfield
greenfield
means
is
that
something
completely new.
completely new, right? You want to do the parallel setup. Brownfield means you just have to upgrade something from the your legacy infrastructures, right? You have to update your modify, you have to something. You can find the good articles here just for your learning. So if you are going to work in the project work, you must be aware about these words: greenfield deployment and brownfield deployments. I don't know why it's not opening. Okay. So greenfield software deployment, it's mentioning a software deployment, but don't go for that. Totally new environment and require develop from the clean state, means from scratch you have to build, right? But if you go brownfield deployment, refer development and deployment a new software system, but the existing legacy system is whatever you have the legacy infrastructure, on that you have to build the connections. So generally when you talk about the SD-WAN, we should either have to follow the brownfield deployment or greenfield deployment. If I'm going to follow the brownfield deployment, then I have to place the one router here instead of the one router. Means there is two router. One is the legacy, one is the my new router is going to be there. But this is not recommended. It's going to add a lot of complexity. So first priority is in new design. What is the first thing need you? What is the first thing you need
head end
when you go for
deployment,
resident lab?
yes.
Head end
Controllers.
deployment means your controller should be ready. This is the first thing. Means your vSmart, vManage, vBond should be ready, and they should have the connectivity with the ISP. Clear?
Okay.
Now you want to build the parallel site. Let's say the branch want you to deploy. So you have to build the parallel branch one site here. Okay. If you want to build a parallel branch site, means there is you require the two routers, and you can connect the test LAN behind this. Means any LAN infra you can connect behind it. Completely you can take any test subnet as well. You're not touching this. Now you do the POC, whether my all control connection is working or not. Everything is like aligned with the company requirement or not. Once we have this kind of the connectivity, branch is ready. Then what is the second phase going to be? Cutover. So before you cut over, you have a two requirement. This is the first site, right? This is the first site. This site must be also reached to your data centers. It's required to reach, no? Because might be server is hosted here. Make sense? So you have to make a connectivity from your legacy infra and also the SD-WAN infra. It means when you build the first site, this site also need to talk to branch 2. Once the site is gone, right? This site don't need access because you have the partially SD-WAN and partially you have the now old WAN, traditional. So you have to make a cross connect between the branch to the data center also. So any route, you can generally do via the VPN, any LAN VPN connectivity, because this is not going to support any kind of the transport VPN. VPN 10, 20, any can take it and make as a LAN connectivity to the DC. And you redistribute this route to here, and you can redistribute this route to here. So this DC is going to act as your transitions, means a route linking point for the SD-WAN to non-SD-WAN. And then you can make the connectivity. Similarly, you have to transform the another branch. Then again, you have to onboard on the fabric. means one by one branch is going to be there. Once all branches is going to be onboarded in the SD-WAN, this is going to be terminated. This is not going to be required for any kind of the work because everything is on now SD-WAN. So why you require the cross connection? So you can terminate this link. So initially you have to make the any kind of the intermediate connection like route linking positions for your WAN solutions. So this is how the format is going to work, Sarda. Have
Okay,
you
so
planning for any kind of the design means migrations in current project?
current project no, but maybe on future project. So I'll take
Okay.
your help
So
also.
this is like if someone is going to ask, generally for the interview point of view, people ask that what is the migration approach? So my migration approach will exactly same what I'm saying because I have delivered more than 100 projects, right, for SD-WAN. So
Okay.
I know how means first you have to build the interconnectivity means from legacy to non-legacy. It's not only DC, you might be have the hub site, you have the any kind of regional sites, any site you required who is going to integrate from the SD-WAN to the non-SD-WAN. That is a prerequisite. You have to make a leak point. If you're not going to make a leak point, then how the SD-WAN, non-SD-WANs means SD-WAN site never going to talk to non-SD-WAN sites.
So the physical that means the underlay we should have a connectivity that means via VPN 0 and how we are going to do that
No,
connectivity.
this is not going to VPN 0. How we can make the VPN 0 is
VPN,
for the
VPN 10,
pure
I mean VPN 10. Yeah. 10.
That will
VPN
be
0 is
legacy
going to be
connection.
VPN 0 is going to make the control connection with the controllers. This is
Correct.
VPN 0. Okay.
Hmm.
But if you
That,
connect even VPN 0, this one, is it going to make any control connections?
no,
No.
leaking are out. So
So you
do you
can
know
just
the
make any kind of the VPN 10 to service VPN like that, okay? And run the BGP. BGP is going to run, right? iBGP, whatever run. OSPF you want to run, you can run that. So let's suppose your data center have the BGP route for the all branch. You can redistribute this into the OSPF if you're learning this point to point, or BGP if you're learning by default is going to be in the BGP. And from here, you have to advertise to the controller to the OMP. So you have to do the redistribution from the BGP to OMP. And let's suppose another you have the branch location, they will get the route from there and they will talk to like this way if they want to go to the any other branch locations. So your 360 view is going to happen in this way from branch to branch and non-branch to means any SD-WAN to SD-WAN and non-SD-WAN to SD-WAN as well. Okay, Sharda?
yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
You're getting it?
Yes.
Ask more questions if you have.
No, for the timing. Yeah, fine.
Do research on it, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Do research on it and let's have one more discussion if you have the more doubts, okay? If you find some more articles, just share with me also. I will also read it. And everyone, because see, the more you're going to think about SD-WAN, more you're going to get value. If you're not going to think, you're not going to get values. Simple. So likewise, SD-WAN is like, it's not a small technologies. It's a very big technologies. And any trainer can only train you the fundamentals, right? They can talk about the protocol, standard deployment, but every company have their own deployment method, on kind of the deployment strategy, complexity, big customer, regional deployment, multi-region deployment. They have the firewall integration, cloud integration. So when you're going to work on those infrastructure, you have to leverage this skill set. At least you understand how routing is working, how redistribution is happening, how tunnels is forming, how control connection is going to happen, how the BFD is going to be happen. Then it is going to be help you a lot. Okay.
So, sir, in the coming
So
classes, you are going to cover OMP protocol as well, right? In
yes,
detail.
I will
Yeah.
go to, we'll discuss
Yeah.
policy, everything policy we are going to touch now. That's all OMP. Centralized policy, all OMP. Everything policy is going to, without policy, OMP policy is not going to work. Means anything you're configuring the route that will push to the vSmart. There is two type of the policy. One is data policy. One is means the control policy. Control policy when you create from the means if you go in the vManage, see centralized policy, there is a control policy and there is a data policy. So these are the control. This VPN number is a control, but these are the data, traffic data. So whenever I'm going to create the control policy, it will always going to stay on the vSmart, and vSmart is going to take decisions, and it is going to stay in the OMP. Any OMP route is coming, then it will just apply the policy and take an action. So I will discuss this all, but data policy will reflect from vManage to vSmart, vSmart sent to the vEdge routers. So we'll understand how this process is going to happen. So upcoming classes will be more about the OMP only, because the policy is all about OMP.
Here we have deployed full mesh topology, right? So whether we can restrict this
Yes, yes. So
topology
policy is going
partial,
to be no, no.
partial mesh or house POC.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah,
this all is
okay.
going to, there is three kind of the policy I will deploy. Hub and a spoke based on a default policy. You can see hub and a spoke based on the, like if you want to do the route based hub and a spoke, that also I will deploy. TLOC based hub and a spoke also deploy. Partial mass, if you think about that, that is also mass is by default is going to happen. But if you want to make two side as a just go to hub and rest two is going to just talk full mass kind of thing. That is also possible. So we'll talk policy, but that is going to come after template. So probably this week tomorrow I will going to start a template, not today. And I will start from template. That's why I just want to make this, briefing session so you guys sync with the previous all concepts. So tomorrow I will start the templates, and it will take time. Today is what date? Today is Tuesday, right? So till Friday we'll try to cover up the templates, and then we'll move to the policy. Okay.
Okay, so
Along with that, we are going to cover the policy leaking to particular site, restricting it, and
Yeah,
allowing to
definitely,
specific
definitely.
sites.
Yes, yes,
All this policy. Okay,
yes.
okay,
Everything will. There is a lot of
okay.
policies. Means
Data
almost.
center to spoke locations. Consider we are having 2,000, 3,000 locations, and among them we have 30, 40 sites. Those are very critical for us with respect to connectivity. Those are head offices, and I want to have communication within the hub locations, and I want to break the communication from rest of the locations, small branches. So
Yes,
that
yes.
would be possible,
That's
right?
exactly will
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay,
Exactly
okay,
100% I will
okay,
cover these all things. These are all parts of policy,
okay.
centralized policy, localized policy, data
Yeah, right.
policy, that everything
Okay.
is going to be there. So policy is going to be interesting. Don't worry. I will cover these all.
okay,
Thank
Pankaj,
you.
one question. Before moving to GUI configuration, can you just explain the dashboard? What are the icons and what are those mean for? Just before, so that we'll be
Yeah,
found.
definitely. So these are the dashboard. You can see in dashboard we have this vSmart, right? And this the V means every devices you have. This is going to be there like a smart vanish, we manage warning there is anything happen or not. Control connections means all are good. Means should be all green, but there are partial issues. Something like might be they have low latency and all. So they are just giving the warnings, and might be one control connection is down, and that's why they're giving the warnings. And there is a full WAN connectivity. You can see partial WAN connectivity, the speed, vanish, health total, how many inventory we have, transport overall health, how much, how many applications. See, loss, latency, jitter. We'll discuss about these all things, how the application or routing is going to happen, what is the loss, latency, jitter. So these we'll discuss in detail. A race thing, I will cover everything in later on. Means I will explain that how to take the SSH, telnet, OS upgradations, security, how to reboot devices, how to take the SSH, discovery, what is the operational command, template migration. So we'll have one class. I will explain these all tabs in very detail. Uh, for meanwhile, you are going to understand a lot of things while doing the configurations, but which is operational, right? Day-to-day job you want to use, that is going to cover. These are just basic things, right? Here, normal dashboard is going to give the view. It's a health status. Means when you log into the dashboard, you're going to see how many devices are up and working, any device reboot or not, any warning, invalid certificate issue, any kind of the high utilizations links are available, me or not. You can see the percentage utilization, overall site health, control connections health, inventory, you can see top application, you can see. So these are the predefined set of the information that is available on the dashboard. Okay, Sarda, but these tabs I will explain later on.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. That was my ask. Okay, no problem.
Okay, this is going to take a time. Okay, this
Mhm.
will need one class to explain each and everything.
Mm,
This
mm.
integration, disaster manager group, how to create the user, how to do SSH, software upgradation, reboot, repository. So I will cover this all.
Okay, fine, fine.
Okay, guys. So what I can do? Let's meet tomorrow, and we can continue from here. Okay,
So I
from
had one
Okay,
template.
okay,
question.
fine, fine. Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.